member of that class of 2024. And we are underway. Rutgers loves what they see in Aiden Smith at 125 pounds. Very athletic, very quick, but he'll need to pull out a couple rabbits out of his head. Nice little duck under right here. Matt trying to get things started off fast, and he's going to get around for a takedown to open things up. Aiden Smith strikes first.
Love the aggressiveness. If Rutgers is going to pull off this upset tonight, they have to get aggressive on their feet.
Great duck under by Smith, able to switch off to that double. Volk is out for one here, so it's 3-1. Just about 11 seconds of riding time there put on by Smith. Now they're back to their feet, wrestling in the center. Rutgers still looking for that elusive win over some of the Blue Bloods of the conference, looking for their first win against Minnesota since joining the Big Ten. Come close a couple times, including right here in this building just 2 years ago. Smith trying to get him off on the right foot. Meanwhile, the Gophers trying to keep that momentum going from that big win over the Hawkeyes last week. More of a feeling out process now as Smith gives a fake down low. And now halfway through the first period, still a 3-1 lead for Smith, has the lone takedown of this first period.
Yeah, Smith really doesn't have to do anything crazy here now in this first period. With the 3-1 lead, I'm sure he'd be happy taking that one to the second. Obviously, always want to be scoring more points, but easier said than done. So I kind of like this cautious approach now after the aggressive first takedown.
About a minute to go. Volk giving him a little.
Yeah, Volk's obviously going to want to score here, try to take a lead into the second period. So Smith can just let Volk come to him. Let Volk be the aggressor here. Just focus on staying in good positions on his feet.
Both these guys matching their levels. Even their hand positioning right now. Good snap down from Volk, trying to work that front head. Smith trying to clear the ties now, 30 seconds and change to go. Now into that ear-to-ear tie. Good attempt there by Volk, as Smith able to square back up and avoid giving up points there. Volk trying to pressure forward. Smith doing a good job staying in the center at the moment. Short time now, first period. And through 3 minutes, Matt, Aiden Smith, a 3-1 lead over Jory Volk. He's got the lone takedown of this bout.
Yeah, great start for Aiden Smith. Check it out here, just a sweet duck under to that single leg. And he's going to finish on the double leg. Just really, Volk had no defense for that. It was too quick. Volk will start down in the second period.
That's what you want to see if you're Rutgers, trying to get aggressive, try to score first. Volk trying to flip the hips, looking for a switch. Smith doing a great job following. We'll have that half Nelson in on the right side, now looking for some breakdowns. Volk back to his feet. Trying to cut at the hands now. Smith staying with them, and now he'll let him go. Riding time not a factor, it's 3-2.
Now let's see what Smith can do here on his feet. 3-2 lead. He's going to have choice in the third period. Riding time not a factor. Another takedown here would go a long, long way.
Yeah, you don't want to rest here if you're Aiden Smith just because of that 1-point lead. But if you can take him down, try to get another one here before the third, where it will be his choice. Volk pushing forward again. Going back to that ear-to-ear tie-up. Another snap down, trying to take advantage of it. Using that front headlock now. Had a good misdirection shuck in the first period, but Smith was able to defend it. Let's see what Volk can do here with a minute to go in the second. Again, heavy snaps here from Volk, trying to control with that underhook as well. Now on that tricep, Smith still staying square. And Smith able to clear the tie-ups and back to their feet.
Volk just tried to throw him by there, spin behind, but Smith able to get to his feet. There's a good shot there by Smith. No stall calls for either guy yet.
Volk is pressuring forward more, though, in this second period, as Smith's got to watch his back towards that boundary.
Yep. Smith has got to try to circle in here, clear ties. Just took a peek at the timer on the scoreboard. 15 to go. He's going to work center.
Good job.
Nice period by Aiden Smith.
That was good awareness, too, Matt, by Smith to just snap down and clear those ties and then immediately circle back to center to avoid wrestling on the edge there.
Yeah, I don't want to get hit with a stall call here in a one-point match.
So after 2 periods, Smith still on top 3-2. It's his choice. And he is going to choose, looks like down here, he will. So riding time not a factor, he'll look to add to his lead.
Yeah, we'll see how long Volk decides to try and ride Smith here before letting him to his feet.
We've seen both guys be active on their feet, Matt, but again, just the one takedown so far. Looks like Volk is going to let this match be won on the feet. So it's 4-2 Smith after Volk concedes that escape.
Now Volk does,
Man, good re-attack there by Smith. I mean, Volk tried to hit that little misdirection snap down again, Matt, but Smith that time trying to dive right back on the legs.
Yeah, I was good. What was I was about to say was if Volk does get a takedown here to make this 5-4, depending on how quick he gets it, Smith can, stand up and tie the match back up at 5. So timing is definitely a factor here for Volk. Obviously, you're going to want to score that takedown whenever you can, but if he scores it early in the period, it will give Smith a chance to tie the match.
Volk working more along the edge here. Smith getting backed out. Could see a stall here unless he circles back in. Now a dogfight position here along the edge. Nothing yet. Volk trying to shelve that leg along the edge. Smith keeping his right ankle away. He's going to pull him back in. And there's a stoppage here. I'm not sure what happened there. Unless they moved that out of bounds there.
I think that's what the call was. Break for Aiden Smith. He was getting ready to get pulled back in and get taken down there, I thought.
Yeah, I was going to say, Volk pulled him completely back in bounds, so I would imagine.
The Minnesota bench is not happy.
I would imagine that was the only case right there, because there's no stalls or cautions or anything else, but Volk, again, pressuring forward, 45 seconds, a little trip here, and Smith able to defend, back in on a shot, now Volk re-attacks front head. Volk trying to chase the back, Smith still trying to stay square up. Volk still circling. Smith doing a good job squaring up. They're on the boundary again and out of bounds. So no stalls either way. So Smith, great hand defense right here, Matt, but he still has 30 seconds, and that could be a long time.
Long time. 30 seconds of attacks from Volk coming.
Stall warning on Smith. That's the first. Volk really pushing the pace now. 20 seconds. Still working the front head. Smith getting backed out. Still trying to work inside. Inside trip attempt there by Volk, and now Smith coming around, looking for a takedown of his own. Along the edge, still working for it. Volk back into him. 4 seconds. Smith on top with a takedown. And Aiden Smith is going to get the 7-2 upset to begin things off this evening.
Great match by Aiden Smith. Opening takedown. He was aggressive early and then, just really good defense throughout the rest of the match. He didn't really have to do much after that opening takedown. Took that lead. Held on to it the entire time. Great wrestling, Aiden Smith.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
The All-American Vance Vombauer. Vombauer Jr. from Minnesota, 15-4 this season, 66-25 in his college career. 2-time All-American, getting on the podium the last 2 seasons, 8th place at 141 pounds in Philadelphia last year. Gibson a single leg here. Vombauer, good defense and a near re-attack. Vombauer reached the podium in Philadelphia and Kansas City the last 2 years. Familiar with the Scarlet Knights, of course, 2 years ago. Mitch Moore had his number, the Rutgers grad transfer. Beat him twice 2 years ago, but Vombauer had the number of one Joey Oliveri, Matt, including a blood round win over the Scarlet Knight, 5-3, I believe the score was, in Philadelphia last year. Yeah, Gibson tasked with the challenge here tonight as Vombauer gets a go behind here. Gibson scrambling, no takedown yet. Now they rule it away, and Gibson ends up on top of Von Bauer. What a scramble here. They ruled the takedown off. And now Gibson wildly scrambling over a minute in.
Great scramble from Mason Gibson.
I mean, he just didn't stop moving.
Nope. He's come out like a ball of fire in this match. I like how Rutgers is being aggressive early on in these matches.
No danger call here. Gibson's back not exposed, and Von Bauer finally clears it, and he is on top for a takedown. And Minnesota, for the first time tonight, Matt, gets a takedown and actually scores first.
Yeah. Von Bauer coming off a big win over Nasir Bailey of Iowa, 10-1 in that duel.
Yeah, he was a big key to Minnesota rolling to that upset last week. Gibson looking to fill his hands, trying to cut out for one here. But a good ride so far by Von Bauer. Got a rematch on deck at 149. As we mentioned in the open, Andy Clark, Drew Roberts. Von Bauer trying to get Minnesota on the board, approaching a minute of riding time. Gibson now back to his feet. It's chopped down right back. He springs right back up though, and he's out for one. And with that, riding time still not a factor. It's at 59 seconds. 3-1. Gibson trying to circle back inside. Less than 30 to go first period. Shot by Von Bauer. Gibson able to clear up with the ties. Gibson caught in this front head. Von Bauer looking to circle behind for one more. Shucks him on by. Good job by Gibson to square back up. Out of bounds they go. Short time now, first period. Von Bauer the lone takedown. Great scramble. Gibson trying to push forward. And that'll do it for the first period. 3-1 lead for the Gopher.
Gibson certainly up against it here. Very tough opponent. See what he can do. Limit any sort of scoring from Von Bauer. Keep this at a decision. That would be huge.
I mean, college is so nip and tuck, man. I mean, and now you're starting to talk about this duel like almost like it's a high school duel. Like,
Yeah.
hey, like limit bonus points here.
Right.
You know, we need 6. You know, not that you're always going to get 6 in college, but like we need 5 or 6 here, so on and so forth.
Well, the next one's going to be very important.
Big swing bout. Shot here from Von Bauer. Had that double going to that treetop position. Gibson still scrambling, trying to hold an ankle, trying to find something. It's around the waist. Gibson on top of Von Bauer's head for the moment. See if he can scramble and get back up. Von Bauer is around the legs. He's got another takedown. It is now 7-1. Von Bauer's got the leg figure forward, and Gibson in a funky position right now, man. His own legs are crossed right now, and Von Bauer actually has an ankle figure forwards where Gibson is now really compromised here.
Yeah, he's really just trying to elevate and pull out to the side like a Turk. Try to get some backs. Now he's going to go armbar here. Armbar half. This is deep.
Yeah, Gibson stuck on bottom here. Can he fight this off? Von Bauer still riding parallel, so he's not going to be able to get too much of a turn quite yet. Von Bauer out to the side, and he almost ran that half. 30 seconds now. Gibson doing a good job trying to clamp down that elbow, and now Von Bauer releases the half Nelson. So Gibson now hit with his first stall warning, and this match has been all Vance Von Bauer.
Von Bauer trying a little cheap tilt there. Gibson really just able to hip down. Tough ride by Von Bauer, but credit Gibson not going over, not giving up any backs. Still in this one. Going down to start the third.
Looks like Von Bauer's going to go with the optional start here. Now, he was dominant in the ride, Matt, but maybe if you're Von Bauer, you don't want to waste too much time trying to get a turn that you might not get. Just try to go back to work on the feet here.
Right. Got to try to score bonus points if you're Von Bauer. Get 4 points on the board for your team. 5-point lead, so a takedown here would make it 8. Plus the riding time.
You essentially want to, if you're Minnesota, you want to try to cancel out that major decision from Dylan Shawver. 1:40 to go. Gibson now trying to chase one of his own, but Von Bauer wasn't too far out of position. Gibson, a shot, single leg, but Von Bauer, the hips, just too heavy, circling behind. No takedown yet. Gibson will cartwheel out of that one, and he's able to avoid the takedown for now.
Still got a long ways to go, though, for Gibson in this period.
And Gibson squaring back up. Still down 7-2, but he avoided the takedown. Von Bauer, good shot here, single leg. Elevating it now and drives through on Gibson. It's now 10-2. Riding time point is locked. Gibson's going to need a reversal, Matt. But Von Bauer looking for more. Frame in the head now and looking for back points. Gibson's got to be careful here. He's got to watch his back.
Yeah,
Von Bauer
does.
adjusting. Looking for the fall. Gibson hanging on for dear life, trying to belly back down. He does for the moment. And there's 4 for Von Bauer. It's 14-2. He'll cut him. It's 14-3. Riding time point secure, but one more takedown for Von Bauer, and he can lock up a tech fall. Shot there again. Gibson to the splits. 20 seconds. He's going to dive roll here. Gibson's got to watch his own back here. Coming back in, Von Bauer around for 3. It's 17-3. He can just stay right here. So Vance Von Bauer gets it done in the third period and gets Minnesota right back into this duel. Add the riding time point, 18-3. Vance Von Bauer, the tech fall. Minnesota cuts it, 7-5.
Yeah, great job by Von Bauer there. Just went after it, tried to score as many points as possible. Ended up with the tech fall, gets his team right back in this one. Just too much for Mason Gibson there.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Off the whistle, Roberts trying to sit out. Clark, good underhooks. Roberts, can he Granby roll out? Clark follows him. He's letting the period on top. Andy Clark, 2:16 of riding time. A very impressive first period for the grad senior.
Really good job. Opening takedown and then just rode him so tough throughout that whole first period. Take a look at some of it here. Clark just very tough on top throughout.
That was the takedown and then just constantly able to follow. I mean, Roberts is trying everything, man. He was standing up. He was Granby rolling, trying to dive for legs. And Clark, great job following one of his best traits.
Absolutely. Very tough wrestler on top. Follows with the hips very well. Let's see if he can get out quickly on bottom here. He will.
Yeah, Roberts not going to do too much work on top there. 4-0 lead for Clark. Remember, he built up a big lead last year. Now a little go behind here. Misdirection. Roberts able to square up. But Clark in position now, trying to score again. That's a big 4-point stance there for Roberts. Will he be able to stand back up here? Remember, Clark does have a stall warning during that ride in the first period. Out of bounds they go as he shoots him out of bounds. The other thing, man, if you're Clark, as Roberts shot there, good sprawl by Clark. You don't, if you're the Scarlet Knight, you don't want to rest here and just play defense for another 3+ minutes.
No, especially with a stall call against you as well.
You got good riding time, so you're still in a good position here, but in a match that could be razor thin, especially where we've seen a couple matches in our time, Matt, in this building, come down the criteria, and you end up going to total match points. With the way that is right now, Minnesota actually leads 22-21.
Right. Big tech fall there. Helped that cause out.
Rutgers is taking 2 of the first 3 bouts, trying to make it 3 of 4. Clark hanging on to this 4-0 lead. Roberts trying to find his offense. Starting to push forward a little bit more now on the feet as he spent the majority of the first period on bottom. Clark trying to hit that sweep single. Nothing doing, though. Back to the ear-to-ear. Snap down there from Roberts, still pushing forward. Didn't pull the trigger on the shot there, though. Tries to get one there. Good sprawl by Clark. And good job circling back towards center. Short time, second period. Clark has controlled the first 5 minutes. He leads it 4-0 and over 2 minutes of riding time. It is Roberts' choice. Very interesting decision coming up. You got to imagine he would still
neutral.
go. He is going to go. Yeah, he's going to go neutral. I was going to say go down, maybe get one here, but you can't. You have to need two takedowns anyway.
Exactly, 2 takedowns anyway with the riding time point. So might as well just start on your feet. And he had a lot of there's no guarantee he's getting to his feet anyway with the way Clark rode him in that first period.
Yeah, even with the stall call. So Roberts is going to try to keep his foot on the gas. Clark, if you're Rutgers, you don't want to rest on your laurels here as Roberts is going to come flying.
Yeah, he's pushing in. Clark's going to have to avoid a stall call here.
He's already got one. Roberts more active now.
Now Clark pushing him toward the boundary, though, which is a good sign.
Less than 90 seconds. Shot there by Clark. Out of bounds they go.
And that's just good mat awareness by Andy Clark. He knows he's at the boundary. He's just going to take a shot to shoot him out of bounds and say, hey, I'm working here.
Shot by Clark. Roberts a re-attack. Clark, good hips. Able to stay on his feet, keeping the over-under here. Shot again, Roberts. Good sprawl again by Clark. Let's see if he can get a little go behind here. Misdirection, and Roberts able to square back up, though. Minute to go. Clark's got riding time secured. Essentially a 5-point lead right now. Roberts is going to need 2 takedowns. Clark, re-attack, and now a point for Roberts as they hit Clark with a second stall call. Roberts chasing out of bounds, and they just want action. 42 seconds.
42 seconds. He still needs 2 takedowns here, Nick.
Or a takedown and a stall call, and then you're going to overtime.
Right.
Clark trying to stay in the center here. 35 seconds. Roberts level changing, faking, trying to go. Clark using the tie-ups. Less than 30. Roberts pushing in. Clark circling. Down to 20. If you're counting at home, that's a long 20 seconds. 15 now. Clark circles back inside. Underhook right side, trying to bring Roberts down the front head. Short time here. Clark still working, out of bounds, 6 seconds. Off the whistle, Roberts pushing forward. Andy Clark pummeling inside. Andy Clark has knocked off Drew Roberts, 5-1. And Rutgers extends the lead 10-5. They've taken 3 of 4.
Great job by Andy Clark. The senior here in a huge dual meet gets it done off a guy he's beaten in the past.
Scott Goodale, we'll look at him in a second, but Egham in his 10th season now with Minnesota. 93 wins to his resume. Of course, Coach Goodale racking up plenty of wins over the course of nearly 2 decades for the Scarlet Knights. 245 of them, looking to make it 246 tonight and their first one over Minnesota. In a good spot right now, Matt. But again, another guy who's the underdog, at least in terms of the rankings. Anthony White, Charlie Millard, they've never wrestled before, but Millard, a very impressive redshirt freshman. He was a top 30 recruit on the Mat Scouts final big board the other year. So you're talking about a guy who was highly touted coming in, bided his time. He went 12-2 last year in redshirt, and he's taken the world by storm so far, top 20 kid.
Yeah, he's wrestled very well, coming off a big win against Iowa, Wisconsin. Close one to #1 Brandon Cannon of Ohio State. 12-6 decision there. He lost, but very tough wrestler. This is going to be a huge one for Anthony White. If Rutgers is going to pull off the upset here, they're going to need another one here.
I'm pretty sure the Millard match against Cannon was the one where I think he took a lead or something along those lines where it looked like he almost pinned him, if I remember correctly, as White sprawls backing away. Now working the front head and an underhook on the right side. A post on the head, nothing doing there for Anthony White. The senior for the Scarlet Knights, 11-6 this year. He's 50-45 in his career, so he's hit the half-century mark in his time here on the Banks. NCAA qualifier back in 2023 when he was at 149 pounds. Of course, White spent the last 2 years at 165. Went 15-11 last year, but down at 157, Matt, arguably the best weight of his career. Better late than never.
Yeah, might as well find your weight your final year here.
Rutgers made the adjustment at 157 this year. White coming down. Freshman Connor Hare in redshirt this year. He was the starter last year. Went 14-6. Or sorry, 14-6 this year. He is 20-17 overall in his career if you add those records together. But Hare was a fringe guy last year. Nearly made the NCAA tournament as a true freshman, but he'll come back next season. See his brother Brant, too, on the banks. By the way, Brant, 200 wins in high school, which is absurd.
Nuts.
Brant Hare coming in as part of next year's recruiting class of 2026. 200 wins in high school. He's top 10 pound for pound in the latest Matt Scouts high school recruiting rankings. Might see one Bo Bassett in the state finals, Matt, because I think Bassett's supposed to go down to 145 for the postseason out in PA. Be a great matchup of two guys who might see each other between Rutgers and Virginia Tech in the coming years, too. Scoreless first period. As we'll go to the second. There's a look at Brandon Eggum. Get a better look at him. Great job here at his decade at the helm. Of course, has coached notables like one Gable Steveson, of course. Eggum, of course, coming in, closing in on 100 wins. And then there, of course, is the ever-exciting head coach, Scott Goodale, closing in on 250 wins as well. He's getting close. Unfortunately, even if they won out this year, he's not going to get it. So we're going to have to wait till next year to celebrate that one, Matt.
That'll be a big one.
Feels like just yesterday we noted the milestone about his 200th career win as head coach. It's at the College Ave gym, of all places. Little throwback match as White cuts out for one. He scores first, only 20 seconds of riding time there for Millard. Millard, a Wisconsin native, went to Homestead High School. Two-time state champion in the state. Top prospect coming out of Wisconsin. Minnesota's done a great job of recruiting, of course, the state of Minnesota, but also neighboring states like Wisconsin, especially in recent years. Not too much offensive action from either of these guys. As Millard trying to take advantage of this head position here, trying to get wrist control. Maybe some two-on-ones, trying to go for an underhook and chase a single leg. White doing a good job, though, hand fighting. But that's been the bulk of this bout so far, as we're through 4+ minutes, I should say. You would think, Matt, at a certain point, because actually there is a good amount of math involved in wrestling, that, you know, we actually learn how to do math, or at least I do. Little look there from White, a sprawl back and away by Millard, and a couple jeers from the Rutgers crowd. Of course, they're always going to say, "Hey, stall warning on the opposing wrestler."
Not a lot going on here in this match, though, but Anthony White, he's in a good position here, keeping it close.
Very tactical in the hand fight here.
Yep.
We're through 5 minutes. 1-0 lead for Anthony White. Millard's going to choose down. But with the way this has gone, you got to wonder how long is Anthony White going to be able to stay on top of Millard here.
Right. It's going to be decided on their feet, no doubt.
Seems to be the case for a lot of these close matches. Millard able to cut away. Riding time not a factor. 1-1. Can Rutgers steal another one before intermission? They've already pulled off 2 upsets in this first half with Aiden Smith over Jory Volk and Andy Clark over Drew Roberts, at least in terms of the rankings. Shot there from White, single leg. He's got the other ankle too, Matt, essentially a double. Can he run it though? Millard doing a good job scrambling. Who's going to win the height battle here? About halfway through the third. Millard's on top. White hanging on to that ankle. Can he hit back into him? White trying to shelve it. Minute to go. White's got his hands locked around that right leg.
Yep. He's just got to hang on there. Hope for a stalemate at this point.
And there is that stalemate. 49 seconds remaining in this third period. Still tied at 1. Millard about a half shot there. White circling back towards the block R. Shot by Millard, good sprawl. Look at a clash of heads for the moment as Millard trying to get a re-attack here on the body. White getting his hips back though. Shot Millard, again White able to down block and away. Shot Millard again, able to collect a leg. He's got a single. Heavy hips here from White. He's got a post.
Stay there, post on the hips. Yep.
Stalemate here with 10 seconds remaining in the third. And with that, we're going to get our first overtime bout of the evening. Free wrestling here at 157. Two minutes on the board. Any point wins here in sudden victory. Shot by White. He's got the double. Anthony White upsets Joey Millard 4-1.
Wow, Nick. Can you believe it? This place is fired up. 3 upset wins in the first half of this duel.
It took 6 seconds for Anthony White to nail that double. He wins it 4-1. It's a 13-5 lead for the Scarlet Knights through 5 bouts. Ranked number 20 right now. This would certainly put him back into that national conversation should he win this one here. So we resume the duel at 165. Barbosa and Sparks. Barbosa single leg here. Trying to get the first takedown. Reaching for that far knee. Nothing yet. Elevating the leg now. Sparks defending, bouncing on one foot. Able to grab hold of Barbosa here. Look at this. It's a balancing act now here. Who's going to win this one?
Each guy had a single elevated.
That's a stalemate you don't see too often.
Nope. Again, though, Rutgers coming out, being the aggressor. Barbosa shooting in on that takedown. Like what I see. It's the game plan tonight, and they're sticking to it.
What's the old Cobra Kai saying from the original Karate Kid movie? Strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Never seen it, Nick.
No, that was rhetorical. I know what the line is.
I wish I could give you a better answer for that reference there.
Not a Karate Kid fan?
I've never seen it.
Never seen it? Oh, boy.
I'm a big movie guy, too. That one
Next you're
escaped me.
Next you're going to tell me you've never seen Vision Quest.
Oh, come on. We were talking about that yesterday in the West Wrestling Room, that movie.
I think we watched it when I was in high school. That's the first time I saw it. We were in the wrestling room. It was after a practice, or it was like a day before a big duel we had, and we were just like, you know what, we need like to loosen up a little bit.
It's actually a pretty bad movie.
My wife,
but it's fun.
My wife would agree with you.
Yeah.
But we love it. We're wrestlers.
Yeah, you have to.
You gotta love Loudon Swain. Matthew Modine as Loudon Swain. More than halfway through this first period. Barbosa had the first shot, had the single leg, but Sparks was able to creatively grab hold of Sparks' other foot, and there was basically dual singles going on. Well, I know Ohio State, Iowa just began over on the big guns with the Big Ten Network, Shane Sparks and Jim Gibbons. I hope Shane wasn't listening into this, hearing that about Vision Quest from you before he went on the air. Good job by Barbosa. How about that little whizzer and able to use the hips? Sparks had a good look at a takedown there, man. Just Barbosa, just good defense. And I think that's been another underrated part of tonight as well. The hips from these Rutgers wrestlers.
We have not given up many takedowns tonight.
Shot there from Sparks, trying to get one back for Minnesota. Sparks, can he finish it off? And again, Barbosa, heavy hips, 15 seconds. Not much movement here, and a stalemate with 8 seconds to go. So again, that's where it ends for the Golden Gophers late in this first period. Ear-to-ear tie-up to end the period. And we'll go to the second. 3 minutes in the books, scoreless, and Barbosa defers. Sparks trying to work up from bottom, peeling at the hands. Barbosa staying heavy over the hips. Sparks still stuck on his knees. Can he quad pot up here? And he'll shake him off. And Barbosa almost got back in on a shot there. Unable to corral the legs, though. It's 1-0 lead for the Gopher. Sparks on the fringe of the top 10 this year. 14-4. 73 wins in his career. Barbosa 13-4 this year for the Scarlet Knights. First year as a full-time starter. Part of Rutgers' big efforts to recruit the state of California. Also a 133-pound freshman, Billy Townsend, we've seen a couple times this year. Mostly unattached action, though. Sparks controlling the head here. Single layer, good high crotch. See if he can get off to a double. Sparks, can he finish it off? Barbosa going to roll through on this scramble, has to watch his back, and now he might end up on top here. And we're going to get a stoppage here. Rutgers crowd on the bench doesn't like it. They're going to call that for potentially dangerous. They didn't like the way Barbosa's right leg was going. Now, it looked a little compromised, but, I mean, kick free.
Yeah, that's usually going to get called 9 times out of 10 there. With that leg bending the other way. Yeah. Just unfortunate.
Better safe than sorry if you're the officials. Sparks has an escape. It's our lone score of this bout. Barbosa, a sprawl there. Head-to-head tie-up again. 25 seconds to go in the second. It'll be Barbosa's choice for the third. Another one of these tactical matches, Matt. We saw this at 157 just before intermission with Anthony White and Charlie Millard, where they traded escapes and then went into sudden victory. 5 minutes down, 2 to go. It's a 1-0 lead for Sparks. Barbosa will choose down. Riding time not a factor right now.
All right, Barbosa got to get up, get to work on his feet here.
Sparks going crossbody here, looking for some good grips now around the head. Referee was counting briefly there. He can't hang on to there for 5 seconds. Got to be able to use it. He's got him broken down, and this is where Andrew Sparks is dangerous on top. Sparks has one boot in. Legs are figure 4 now.
Yeah, Barbosa is completely flat. This is not a good position to be stuck in here.
Sparks is trying to work grips. Of course, the crowd wants a stall call for riding parallel, but Barbosa is flattened on his butt. He's not really even getting back to his knees right now. Riding time going up for Sparks. I mean, this is exactly what you needed if you're Minnesota coming out of the break. Less than a minute to go. Sparks now trying to run a half Nelson on the right side. He's got a boot in, and he has his ankles crossed. He's pinching that right leg down of Barbosa, and this is tight. And a stoppage here, and they're going to call that one potentially dangerous.
Over a minute of ride time, though.
Yeah, it's a factor now, so an escape point will only tie the match briefly for Barbosa. Quad pod's up. Can he get out here? Sparks looking for a big mat return. That's a thudding one, and he's back on top. Barbosa to his feet. Riding time nearly locked for Sparks. Stall warning on Sparks. Mat return here along the edge. Less than 20. Sparks hanging on as Barbosa tried to roll through. Short time now. 10 seconds out of bounds. Can Barbosa get out real quick? But the riding time point is secure, so he's going to need a reversal, barring another stall call on Sparks. There might not be enough time for that.
No.
Sparks is going to ride out Andrew Barbosa for the entire third period, and he gives Minnesota a much-needed win, 2-0 decision. And the Golden Gophers cut it 13-8 with 4 bouts remaining.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
2 minutes to work here. He's still up by 3, so Riddle's going to need some turns or go back to work on the feet, which that's going to be the case. 10-6. Pinto on top. Shot by Riddle. Good sprawl there by Pinto. See what we can do with this here. Underhook on the right side, controlling the wrist. Riddle staying in his face. Pinto took a gamble there. Oh, backing on a double. Pinto driving the feet, looking for a takedown, still moving. Riddle can't defend for too long. Can Pinto step over? Still nothing. Pinto's on top. Riddle's got to watch his back here. Now Riddle, could he end up on top? Pinto hanging on to the single leg now. Dangerous position here for the Scarlet Knight. Riding time not a factor. Riddle's trying to clear his left leg. Might try to go for a cradle here. He's using the leg to hook around, and he's got the 3-point takedown. Riddle's down by what point?
Really good defense by Riddle. Pinto just driving in on that double, but Riddle just scrambling through these positions.
Official timeout here. They might talk this over. Yeah, look there, Matt. Pinto, I mean, his leg is hooked by Riddle's, but he still had control. At least he had his hands locked around the leg.
Yep.
And this is going to be an an official-oriented review here. Initiated, I should say. So he's around the leg, and then he grabs the ankle, so then they called it. So I mean, that's going to be close. I mean,
Riddle, it's so tough.
Yeah, I mean, Riddle's got the leg hooked right here, but Pinto he had his hands locked around the far leg, and then before the official even called 3, Pinto went back to the other ankle.
Right.
So it's like, is it 3 beforehand, or is it not going to be 3 at all?
What a fun one, though, Nick. It looked like Pinto was really
cruising.
Yeah, cruising, looking for a major decision early on in this match, but Riddle has battled back.
Talking with his former teammate, now coach, Mikey Labriola, who's in his 2nd season as an assistant coach for the Scarlet Knights. Of course, Labriola teammates with Pinto back in Nebraska. Brennan Eggum was patiently waiting on the call here. Let's see what they say after the review. It is upheld. So it's 10-9 Pinto after giving up the takedown, and Riddle is going to cut him. And why not? Because now you've scored 2 takedowns on him, and Pinto, I don't know if he's losing gas here, Matt, but it's getting very tight now here in JMA.
Yep.
We can get another stoppage here. I think Coach Goodale wants an explanation on something here. I noticed that too. The official put up 3 red.
3 green.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean that was the call as it was upheld. Yeah. But I don't blame Coach Goodale for at least arguing the point to get that right. Pinto up by 2, but Riddle is hot right now in the 3rd. Minnesota can really cut into the team score. Rutgers needs this one. Pinto on a re-attack, had the single momentarily. Dogfight position, scary right there for both guys, and now they're going to square back up. 35 seconds. Pinto getting backed up, shot by Riddle. Good sprawl by Pinto to get the feet away. Chest wrap here. Might just hope for the stalemate here. He gets one. 22 seconds. I don't know if you can do that for another 20 seconds, though, Matt. Whew.
This is getting scary.
Shot by Pinto. Riddle almost went on the go behind. Back to their feet. 15. Pinto pushing in. Oh, Riddles might snag a single leg here. Coming around. Pinto. Can he defend here? 8 seconds. Scramble. Ends up on top. 3 points for Pinto and near full points. Still getting the count. Pinto is going to get a 7-point move. That's a major decision for Lenny Pinto.
Holy smokes. What a finish.
Pinto pulling a rabbit out of his hat. Wins it 18-9, and Rutgers is up 17-8.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Be able to avoid McAnally for too long there.
Optional start again. That's bold with under 25 seconds to go.
This is a key moment in the match, though, Matt. If he can make it a 6-point lead right here. He already snags a single again. McAnally trying to elevate. Walsh balancing, and he is brought down again. Max McAnally. This is what happens when he turns on the Jets. 3 takedowns in this second period, and he'll go up by 6 going into the third.
Really nice single leg, just clubbed Walsh down there. See here, he's gonna go to the right-hand club. Boom, just shove him down to the mat.
And you can do the fundamentals like that seamlessly. I mean, they always work out. Neutral start here. Final 2 minutes. McAnally back in again. Single leg. Heads inside. Walsh trying to peel at the hands here. And again, balancing on that foot. He'll dive roll here and try to at least force a scramble. If anything, Matt, this will at least eat up some clock. But that was a quicker stalemate than what we've seen so far tonight. 1:37 to go. McAnally up by 6. Riding time still not a factor. Stall warning again on Cartagena Walsh. Crowd doesn't like that one, as McAnally was the one who was backing away when that was made, but it's a 10-3 lead now for the Golden Gopher. Cartagena Walsh maintaining center. Trying to win some of these tie-ups. Double here for McAnally. Good sprawl by Cartagena Walsh. He'll just clear him. Trying to stalk forward. McAnally trying to hunt for bonus points. Shot again, McAnally. Single leg, underhook there for Cartagena Walsh. Not enough for defense as McAnally takes a 13-3 lead. Riding time building up. Let's see if he cuts him again. And he will. Cartagena Walsh already hit for stalling twice. 13-4. McAnally right back in. Sprawl by Walsh. McAnally trying to really turn it up here. Less than 30. He's going to need 2 takedowns for the Tech. Stall warning on Cartagena Walsh. Point there for McAnally. Now Cartagena Walsh around the body. Can he get a takedown? He does! Cartagena Walsh. He's going to cut it to a 14-7 lead. And with short time, can he keep it without bonus points? McAnally to his feet. And he'll get out for 1, and it's going to be a 15-7 major decision for Max McAnally. Boy, he wrestled to the end. Good effort there by Cartagena Walsh.
That would have been huge cutting off that major decision, Nick.
Max McAnally, 15-7, the major decision, and Minnesota.
Egham wants a team point. Egham wants a team point taken away.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Yep, stay inside. He can't shoot if you're inside.
Less than a minute to go now.
Yep, there you go. There you go.
5 seconds. Cotton staying in the center of the cylinder. Shot there from Cotton, has a single leg. Can he get back to that double? Oh, Nelson, great defense to get that leg free. Good attempt there by Cotton. 30 seconds now. Stalemate here. Shot by Cotton again, good scroll. Nelson re-attack. Oh, Cotton just got that leg back. Inside trip here. Cotton, can he roll through? No change here. Cotton saw in front with that front head. Short time now. Nelson working on the front head. They might stay here though, short time.
That was scary, Nick.
And through 3 minutes, it's scoreless. That was a good attempt by Nelson right there for that inside trip.
Almost had it. Cotton just better hips.
Nelson right to his feet. Cotton gonna run him back down to the mat, into his base. Trying to maintain this ride now. Nelson hunting for a switch. Cotton will not be able to hang on. 1-0 lead for the Golden Gopher. It's our second to last battle of this duel. Rutgers on top, 17-12. These guys feeling each other out once more in the center of the circle. Cotton trying to use that underhook left side, collar tie, right hand. Couple fakes.
You'll feel it. You'll feel it. Your ties, Gav. You're scrapping. Let's go. Good job. Yes, threaten him.
Less than a minute now. Both wrestlers searching for their first takedown of the match. Cotton almost able to reach on that left leg. Trying to work off this ear to ear.
Back inside. Back inside.
Cotton, oh, he grabbed hold of the single leg, and Nelson able to kick free. Cotton pushing the pace now along the edge. A shot here, out of bounds. Just an action call. No stalls either way. Boy, Cotton's been so close a couple times, Matt, but Nelson just able to just be very slick.
Yep. A lot of close calls here for both of these guys. Cotton has been pushing the pace a bit more, though. Crowd getting antsy for a stall call.
That could be the case if they're back on their feet here for the third period. So through 5 minutes, it's a 1-0 lead for Gavin Nelson. Remember, these two wrestled almost 2 years ago to the day. It was a 4-1 decision for Cotton at the Edinburgh Open when he was with Michigan State. Could see a similar situation this evening as Cotton's on bottom to start. Riding time not a factor right now. The quad pod up, Nelson a little high. He's out for one. Cotton almost snagging that ankle pick. It's 1-1. So here we go. Minnesota trying to stay alive with a win here. Rutgers trying to clinch it.
This could be the duel here, Nick, this period, this minute and a half.
It really could. 90 seconds. Less than now. Who's going to be able to pull the trigger and finally connect? Cotton, a shot. Stall warning on Nelson.
Only his first.
Cotton still pushing the pace. Nelson working the underhook on the left side, and a stalemate here. 1:03.
Blood time.
Jersey Mike's. 1-1. Minute to go. Nelson's got a stall warning. Cotton circling to his left. Nelson a half shot there. Cotton looking for an opening. Back to the ear to ear. RU chance coming down. Nelson tried to jack up underhooks. Nothing doing, though. 30 seconds. Now down to 20. Neither man giving an inch. Cotton trying to find that ankle pick. Couldn't quite reach. Short time. Pushing forward now. Nelson pushes back in. 5 seconds. And we are going to sudden victory.
Why not?
We've seen it at 157. We're going to see it at 197. Cotton pushing in. Nelson's got one stall call against him. Underhook here for Cotton. Nelson fighting the tie-ups. Very tactical hand fight from both these guys. Cotton. That right-handed collar tie, neutral collar tie position here. Seconds. Cotton stalking forward. Shot by Nelson. Cotton underhooks, feeding him. Can he use them? Front hand position. Cotton re-attacking. Now Nelson back in. Inside trip. Cotton around. Can he get the go behind? Scramble. Cotton trying to step over. Minute to go. Hanging on for dear life. Cotton adjusting. Hooks the leg. Looking for three. Cotton trying to finish the takedown. He's still around. And now Nelson a chance. Cotton flies him out. Takedown, Remy Cotton looking for the fall. He's got the fall. Remy Cotton has clinched it for Rutgers. They're going to knock off Minnesota.
Unbelievable, Nick. Remy Cotton in overtime with a huge pin. Not just a takedown, a pin. Coach Goodale is fired up on the sidelines. Rutgers knocks off Minnesota for the first time in program history.
First victory over the Golden Gophers. Remy Cotton, a pin in sudden victory. Gets it done with one bout. Freight trains him over. Rutgers, one of the biggest wins in school history.
Fired up. It was just a great match. This whole entire match has been awesome. The first 9 bouts have been fantastic. Rutgers just knocking off a ranked opponent after ranked opponent, and then Remy Cotton there just getting it done when it mattered most in overtime. Scramble position. Oh man, I'm speechless, Nick. I can't believe that just happened. The way that finished with a pin.
Hunter Kaka looking to close it out with an exclamation point here as he takes on the number 10 ranked Coy Hopke. RU chance raining down here in Jersey Mike's Arena. I gotta say, a great night for new athletic director Kelly Zinn to be in attendance front, right there on Matt's side.
You read my mind, Nick. I was just about to say, Kelly's in the building tonight. What a match for her to come to.
Now can Kaka get one of his signature wins on the season? Coy Hopke is 0-5 against Big Ten opponents, man. Now he's ranked 10th in the country, but guess what? The 5 guys in the Big Ten he's lost to, all in the top 10.
Yeah, I was looking at Hopke's last 4 matches. 4 top 10 opponents. He's lost all 4 of them, but A.J. Ferrari, Nick Feldman, Braxton Amos, and Ben Cooter of Iowa. So just a gauntlet he's been running through lately.
Kaka nearly snagged that single. Over-under position. Kaka 15-6 this year, grad transfer from Virginia Tech, filling out that heavyweight spot for the Scarlet Knights after the last 2 years of Yaroslav Slavikovsky. Kaka single leg. Can he snag it and finish? Hopke, heavy hips. Kaka running the pipe, looking for 3. Still nothing yet. Chest wrap here for Hopke. Kaka's got him down, trying to finish. And Kaka, nothing yet. Hopke hops on the back, and he's got 3.
Tough position there.
Man, good big man scramble. Hopke looking to run it down now. Trying to finish this period on top, keeping that left foot in. Kaka able to get out, square up, so it's now 3-1. Out of bounds they go. So Kaka, those are the things that you want to see him just try to fine tune right now, man, especially ahead of the postseason and then going into Big Tens. And he's been so close this year. That's been the story of his season. He's gotten a lot of great wins this year, a lot of bonus points this year for Hunter Kaka, but against these guys that are in the top 10 around, or in or around that ranking, it's just about finishing those shots by mere inches.
Yep. It's just a very small difference, but Kaka just unable to break through really against these top 10 guys.
He's had his opportunities, almost knocked off Mirasola of Penn State. Same type of situation, a 4-2 loss, and Kaka looking just to get over the hump there. Second period begins with Kaka on bottom. Hopke looking to run him down. And Kaka is looking for a reversal. No change yet. He dives in on that single leg right here. It was an interesting scramble. Can Kaka come up with it? Boy, Hopke is just heavy with those hips. Kaka trying to get to a double, and he's out for one. Riding time still not a factor. Funny enough, Matt, Kaka actually outweighs Hopke by about 20-plus pounds.
Wow.
It just goes to show you the strength of the Golden Gopher.
That's crazy.
Kaka single leg again. Hopke looking to scramble. These aren't your father's heavyweights. Kaka circling, and they're going to get a stoppage here. 57 seconds to go in the second period.
Use your hands, be physical. Don't let him rest there. Move inside, pull. Use your hands, like move your hands. Your game.
3-2 lead for Hopke. He's got the lone takedown tonight, or at least in this bout, I should say. He's a top 10 prospect on the big board from Matt Scouts a couple of years ago. Another Wisconsin native. Top pound for pound wrestler, according to Wisconsin Wrestle's rankings coming out of that class.
Win the head position. Get it. Stay on it.
Amory High School alum, four-time state champ, 3 titles at 220 pounds and won the final one at heavyweight when he was a senior. Short time here, looking for another one is Hopke, single leg here. Kaka into the splits, able to square up, back in on a single, and he avoids further damage. So the third period, riding time not a factor. It'll be Hopke in the bottom position. Got to imagine Kaka probably not going to ride him for long, man. Maybe a couple seconds here, then just try to go back to work on the feet here.
Yep, absolutely. See if he can score that elusive takedown. He's come close a few times throughout this match.
Caution on Kaka. Hopke to his feet, cutting at the hands. And Kaka gonna concede the escape there with just 47 seconds of riding time for Hopke. 1:40 to go. It's a one takedown match.
Lift that left leg back hard. Stay down.
Rutgers has clinched the duel,
Steal the time.
but looking to end on a high note.
Don't pull out. Just keep moving into it.
Won 6 bouts. Can they make it 7?
Stay moving in, Corey. Stay moving in. Stay heavy on the ties. You got this. Strong inside.
Minute to go now. Kaka just needs 1 here. No stall calls either way. See if Kaka can get one here off those ear-to-ear tie-ups. Kaka hunting. 34 seconds and counting. No stall calls either way. But Kaka's pressing forward. And he pulled the trigger one more time. Stall warning on Hopke. Short time, shot by Kaka. He's sprawled out to his belly. Hopke looking to step over. And that's gonna do it. Coy Hopke is gonna get the 4-2 decision, but Rutgers, for the first time in program history, is gonna knock off the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Your final score here tonight, 23-15. They clinched it at 197, courtesy of Remy Cotton. An electric night here in Piscataway, Matt.
What a team effort from the Scarlet Knights. It started with Aiden Smith at 125, and then just all the way down the list, Rutgers just knocked off higher-ranked opponents than themselves. It was a huge team effort. I loved the way they wrestled tonight. They came out with a game plan of being aggressive on their feet in the first period. It paid off. They scored the first takedown a lot, and what a night here.